watching the static begin to overflow. My pulse is a rhythm that I can't quite catch, a cold and a fever that I cannot unlatch. There's a parasite feeding on the thoughts in my brain, turning my logic into something profane. The clouds are bruised purple and heavy with lead, echoing words that should never be said. I'm climbing the ladder of a sinking ship, trying to loosen the devil's own grip. I'm purging the static from the center of my soul. But the silence is mine, a boundary drawn at the edge of the line. I'm reprogramming the way that I breathe, watching the shadows finally leave. The horizon is stretching like a wire on a boat, ready to launch me where I need to go. I'm feeling the heat of a sun that is new, burning away all the things that weren't true. I'm rewriting the code of the ghost in the wire, walking through walls and walking through fire. I'm claiming the throne that I left in the dirt, finding the power beneath all the hurt, giving my spirit the ultimate spurt. An ocean of glass and a mountain of salt, finding the keys to the heavy steel vault. I'm digging for gold in a graveyard of tin, unlocking the beauty that's buried within. No more hiding, no more sin. I'm the pilot now of this vessel of clay, watching the demons all wither away. I found my own voice in the middle of the noise, reclaiming my balance and reclaiming my poise, building a world that no darkness destroys. Riff slows down to a crawl. Come play me. The humidity clings to the gravel drive, oil stains spread like ink on a folded map. Old men lean on their porches, life and soul. The engine's rattling inside my hollow chest, counting seconds till the levee finally breaks. Every sunrise feels like a heavy brick on my heart. Ignite the fuel and leave the ruins behind, searching for a color that the blind can't find, washing off the dust of 1,000 wasted days while the engine roars against the purple haze. The billboards peeling back to show a skeletal grin. Supermarket lights hum a low and lonely song. Jagged fences bite into the cooling evening sky. The smell of wet pavement is a funeral wreath. I stole the keys because I'm dying in the dark. My throat is raw from screaming at the quiet. If I stay another night, I might just disappear. Torch the ghosts that haunt this narrow street, feeling the pavement melting beneath my feet. Beyond the border where the lights begin to blur, trading everything I was for who I really the static in the marrow. Static in the marrow. I should do. Neon flicker in a black towel room, dancing on the edge of a beautiful doom. No more nodding when the master speaks. I can feel the power in the way the floor creaks. Rebel in the wires, systemic law. Down here, the air is thin and gray. Slowly watching the color fade. I am the pressure. I am the way before the explosion. It's never too late. Short circuit the system and watch it all glow. I'm the landslide coming from the mountain of low. Freedom is heavy, freedom is loud. I'm drifting away from the suffocating crowd. Watch me go. Watch me go. Static in the marrow. Rip the stitches out and let the secrets bleed. I'm a garden of thorns where there used to be seed. Your blueprints are burning in the back of my eyes. I'm sick of the sugar and the hollow point lies. I'm a walking dancing in a column of gray, waiting for the sun to just wither away. I'm tracing the patterns, the cracks in the stone, feeling the marrow go cold in my bone. A voice in the basement is calling my name, and I'm the only one left who can carry the blame. The floorboards are groaning like a ship on the sea, trying to swallow the essence of me. I'm lighting a candle in a cavern of ice, refusing to pay the same old price. I'm waking up from a decade of sleep, climbing the walls that were jagged and steep. I'm shaking the cobwebs off of my soul, taking back everything that they stole, finding the pieces to make myself whole. I walked down the stairs and I looked in the eye of the monster who told me that I had to die. I didn't use weapons, I didn't use force, I just changed the direction and the path of the course. He shriveled to nothing when I spoke the truth, reclaiming the fire I had in my youth. The windows are stuttering into the breeze, bringing the giants down to their knees. I'm feeling the heat that is deep in my veins, breaking the links of the heaviest chains. I'm burning the maps that led me astray, welcoming in a much brighter day. I'm painting the world in a color that's bold, refusing to do what I've always been told, breaking the shape of the internal mold. I am the stone, I am the marrow inside of the bone. I'm tearing the fabric of the dark night and flooding the hollow with the blinding light. I'm coming home, I'm alright. I'm walking away from the internal frost. I am whole, I have my soul, I have my soul. It's louder than the noise. Stripped of the habits and the broken toys. I'm sinking, I'm floating, I'm gone. Before the red light hits the voltage in the marrow and ice in the veins. I'm the one who's holding the broken remains. I'm out of the box, I'm out of the cage, turning the world into a blank white page. Let it end. Let it end. Voltage of the dam. God is a circuit board and I'm about to short it out. I got a head full of venom and a lung full of shout. They sold me a map with no exits inside, but I'm carving a hole in the middle of the night. My shadow is a stranger with a heavy duty grudge, and I'm the only jury and I'm the only judge. Flood the system with a violent grace. I'm erasing the features from my hollowed out face. I'm a landslide of anger, a mountain of bone, and I'm building a kingdom on a crumbling throne. Broken down radios playing the same old song. I've been trying to be right for way too long. Now I'm embracing the wrong and the ugly and the mean. I'm the dirtiest thing that you've ever seen. Spilling the ink on the pristine floor. I'm not the person you knew anymore. Burn the archives and forget the past. I found a momentum that was built to last. I'm storing a bottle that's ready to pop, and once I start moving, I'm never gonna stop. Silence is a heavy, heavy cloud. Flame is a magnet for the moth. I'm falling through the cracks of the floor. I don't wanna feel this way anymore. Explosion, revolution, the end of the line. I'm taking back the seconds that were never mine. Free from the grip, free from the hand. I'm the last man standing in the promised road. Let it go, let it go. The static horizon, cold coffee rings on a plastic diner table. The hum of a refrigerator is a funeral march. like ink on a folded map. Old men lean on their porches like heavy statues, watching the weeds swallow the picket fence hole. The engine's rattling inside my hollow chest, counting seconds till the levee finally breaks. Every sunrise feels like a heavy break on my ignite the fuel and leave the ruins behind, searching for a color that the blind can't find, washing off the dust of 1,000 wasted days, while the engine roars against the purple haze. Against the purple haze. The billboard's peeling back to show a skeletal grin. Supermarket lights hum a low and lonely song. Jagged fences bite into the cooling evening sky. The smell of wet pavement is a funeral wreath. I stole the keys because I'm dying in the dark. My throat is raw from screaming at the quiet. If I stay another night, I might just disappear. Torch the ghosts that haunt this narrow street, feeling the pavement melting beneath my feet. Beyond the border where the lights begin to blur, trading everything I was for who I really were. Why they were. Faded Polaroids curled at the edges on the kitchen table. A fingerprint in the dust on the mirror you forgot to wipe away. The kettle whistles a lonely tune that stays in the wrong key. Your teacup sits empty beside a stack of unpaid bills. The rhythm of the clock feels like a hammer hitting velvet. Gravity pulls a little harder on the edges of my vision. A city in shadow stretching across the linoleum floor. The scent of old lavender and the sting of cold winter air. silence. Concrete rising, the street lamp flickers like a dying nerve. A rusted swing set creaks against the dirt. Shadows stretch thin across the peeling pain. until the ceiling is the only ground. I am a ghost in a machine that has run out of power. Rain drips through the ceiling onto the linoleum floor. A dead radio hisses white noise in the corner. The smell of wet wool and old regret fills the room. I'm counting the cracks in the plaster like stars. The air is getting thinner with every ticking second. My pulse is a drum beat against a hollow chest. Rip through the velvet curtains of this tired life, finding the edges of the map where the wild begins. I am howling at the moon until my throat is raw, building a palace out of the ruins of this street. Rusty swings creak in the wind at the edge of town. The graveyard is the only place where anything grows. I see my name written in the dust on the window. Waiting for a storm to wash the memory away. I am paralyzed by the fear of concrete horizon. The street lamp flickers like a dying nerve. A rusted swing set creaks against the dirt. Shadows stretch thin across the peeling paint, while the heavy air tastes of iron and grease. My pulse is racing again.